Coach, whenever he's ready.
Appreciate you guys. Appreciate you guys being here. Does this thing have to be working, or are we good?
Yeah, it's
Is
working,
it?
but
Alright.
it's like not. Yeah.
Gotcha. That works for me. Appreciate you guys for being here. Obviously, tough one for us on Saturday at Middle. I thought we battled and competed and played together, and our team was good, and we competed to win. And obviously, a run in the middle of the second half there where the game got a little bit out of hand. I thought we guarded pretty well for most of the game, and obviously had a little struggle scoring the basketball, which ended up catching up with us. So tough one on Saturday. At the same time, we got, I guess, 13 more opportunities to get big wins. There's no easy games in this league. At La Tech at Sam this week. Obviously important week for us. So through all the ups and downs, and there's certainly been some of both, we got to keep moving forward. We have a team that's capable of winning any single game that we play. And Louisiana Tech, while being a tough test, I mean, they're kind of in a similar boat a little bit to where we're at. I think both teams probably a month ago would have hoped to get off to a little bit better start in the league. So it's certainly going to be a battle of who is mentally strong, who's mentally together, and who's able to execute it, who's able to stay persistent. So tough test on Thursday night that we're preparing for, and we're excited to go down there and get another chance to get a big win.
Coach, one of the biggest question marks coming out of the game Saturday, obviously, was the status of Julius. Do you have any update on him, and as far as Baba as well?
Julius Julius dislocated his kneecap during the game, so there's a ligament tear. He had an MRI, and I guess the results are as positive as they can be, which obviously show that ligament tear, but there's no additional damage, or I guess they worry about bone fragments that get shook loose when that happens, and there's no signs of that. So has a ligament tear in his knee, dislocated kneecap, bone bruising, all that. There's no surgery or anything needed. It's just rehabilitation from here. He's certainly out for a little bit. I guess these things, they say, can last, I don't know, anywhere from a week or two to a month or two. So I guess we'll probably project, I guess we're hoping that Julius can be back in about, I don't know, a month, I guess is what I would say is a random guess. I think nobody's, if I force our medical people to give me a guess, that's kind of somewhere they lie right in there. But it all depends on how Julius responds. Obviously, there's major swelling in his knee. It's a serious injury, and obviously, when your kneecap's dislocated, it looks a little strange, which it did on the floor. And obviously, some of our players saw that, so hence the reaction of the guys. So definitely a tough one. In my opinion, Julius has had a great year. He's an important part of our team. His kind of youthful energy is something that gets us going. I thought, while having a great year, I thought he was on the verge of taking another jump, another step forward. So it's definitely a tough one for us. At the same time, it is all part of it, and we'll continue to work hard, and we'll continue to move forward. Guys, I really don't know on Baba. I mean, he's rehabbing. Last week they told me maybe about another month. I don't know where that lands us. I mean, we're probably looking at February, mid-February. I don't know what that will mean. Obviously, we'll see when he's completely healthy to play. He's not running or sprinting or jumping or anything like that yet. I think we're probably looking at another 3 or 4 weeks. We'll evaluate that day by day, week by week. You know, I think our team had just gotten to the point, maybe going into the middle game, where, again, not to sound cold, but we can't be thinking about Baba every day if we're going to have any kind of success. And when another guy goes down, I'm aware these situations exist. I'm aware they're very special players. If we're going to be successful, and the guys in the court need to. I mean, if we go into a game thinking that woe is us or sorry for us, we're not going to succeed. So I don't mean to minimize the two of them. They're obviously super important parts of our team. I know there's interest. I know we're getting hit by an injury bug at a level that I'm not sure I've ever experienced. I know all these things exist. The guys are healthy. We need to focus on going to Louisiana Tech and try to win Thursday night.
No, just going off of that. I mean, you take a punch here, you kind of recover, take another punch, then you have to recover again. I mean, but what does it really say about your team being able to still respond and recover from these things and still play together and go out there and compete every single week?
Yeah, we have a resilience to us. We have a championship mentality to us. There's nobody on our team that has not had success at this level, in this league, you know. I think we have you know, it's always very, you know, when we kind of brought this team back, you're trying to recreate something you did and expand on it. And that's always hard to do. I look at the two teams that are playing this week and us. I mean, we were top 3 seeds last year, the top 3 preseason picks this year. And man, the other teams in our league have a hunger and a youthful energy and a newness and a trying to accomplish something for the first time. Whereas it seems that the 3 of us are kind of, you know, we're trying to, you know, we each have a first team all league player back. Sam won the league. We made the tournament. La Tech's picked to win the league. You know, and I will just add that we all started with a lot of road games in the league, you know, and that puts you in a, you know, we've had 2 home games, 3 road games, or 2 and 3. La Tech's had 2 home games, 4 road games, or 2 and 4. You know, we learned a year ago that home road splits are kind of the biggest thing. We lost 4 in a row last year. At the end of the year, 3 of those 4 were on the road. 1 was at home to La Tech. The schedule caught up to us a little bit. So you can't get your head down. I'd say all 3 of us, we're all incorrect if somehow we think that we're underachieving and we're doing bad. Or no, man, this is all part of it. This is not going to be easy. And it is hard to say, oh, we want to get back somewhere. I mean, we had this passion last year to accomplish something we hadn't done before. Now we're trying to recreate it again. And both those teams are to some extent as well. And it takes a maturity, it takes a newness, it takes a different perspective in order to do that. So I think we'll continue to battle. I think we're going to continue to fight. I know we will. We've had, really since we lost Jacksonville State, we've had 11, 12 great days, great practices, great focus, great effort, great togetherness. And that's continued since the middle game. And we just struggled to put the ball in the basket. And that's something that we have to, whether it's shooting from 3, shooting from 2, player movement, ball movement, we've got to continue to figure out how to get the ball in the basket. But as far as our intent and our motivation and our work ethic and our effort, man, we got 2 more months to go, and we're going to keep getting better, and we're going to come out for the next 13 games and have a plan to win each and every one of them.
You know, with a roster this kind of banged up, who are you expecting to step up in those roles to produce on the offensive defense?
I think we need all the guys that are playing to step up. You know, I think it's obviously, you know, Don struggled to score the ball a little bit. We all need to help him, put him in situations to do that. You know, Christian, Tyrone, Enoch have obviously all had big games, both this year and last year. We need them to continue to be elite, you know. Jalen and Jack are guys that bring energy, and certainly they can turn their defense into offense. We need to get some points with our defense and our quickness and our tenacity that leads to runouts. I think Braxton Bayless needs to continue to, you know, he led Niagara in scoring last year. I think Braxton came in with hey, I want to fit in, I want to make sure that I play the right way, I want to help us win. You know, we need Braxton to be aggressive scoring the basketball. You know, if he comes off ball screen, he's open from 15 feet, we need him to knock that in. And then obviously I think Leroy and Blaze are moving in the right direction. I think Blaze has an ability to score and to rebound. I think he's improving fast. We need those 2 guys to combine for 30 to 40, you know, really good minutes and productive minutes. So I know that's a very general answer, but I mean, we're at the point where we need everybody that's playing to take their game to another level.
Coach, obviously, these are a couple of teams, as you said, were picked high in the league, and they kind of do it different ways. I mean, just looking at each one of them, Louisiana Tech, obviously, Pat shows he's leading the league in field goal percentage. It's just been a handful. Sam Houston's got well percentage with a 3-point shooting. Just kind of take each one of those teams and the challenges they bring.
Yeah, I've watched a bunch of La Tech. Haven't watched as much Sam, but I do know about them. You know, Bacho's a handful. I mean, preseason player of the league, been at Arizona, been at Texas Tech, lob threat, dunker, offensive rebounder, shot blocker. He's a unique talent. I mean, I think he's a potential NBA player. So obviously he poses. You know, sometimes when guys roll in the basket, you know, they're rolling to post up. I mean, he's rolling to catch the ball above the rim. You know, Sean Newman leads the country in assists. He's obviously doing a great job of getting him the ball. And they've added some good players. I mean, Abram is a high major transfer. Cooper's a high major transfer. Reed, you know, who's been there last year, was at Louisville. I mean, they started 3 other guys that have been at the highest level that certainly are athletic. And Abram can shoot the ball very well from 3. I think he's got 42 made threes on the year. So the spacing that he provides allows Bacho to get some work down low and allows Newman to be able to make those passes. So they put together a great basketball team. I mean, they're I think going into the league, I think everybody thought that they were off to a great start. They've lost a couple close games here last week to Jacksonville State and Kennesaw. You know, but I would think that they're just like we saw at middle, I would think they're gonna come out with a hunger. You know, we won down there last year. You know, we told our guys, hey, you forgot, we beat middle by 30 in the conference tournament last year. Everybody seems to have a hunger to give us their best shot. So I would expect La Tech to be a talented offensive team, and they kind of on defense, Bacho cleans things up. He kind of protects the rim a little bit. You know, they try to force you into some mid-range shots. You know, teams seem to be pressuring out on McHenry, but everybody else they kind of pressure back. So we're going to have to be confident and aggressive when we shoot the ball, and not have hesitation, and not be affected by a shot blocker at the rim. As you said, Sam, I mean, Wilkerson's a heck of a player. Obviously, the kid Huffner, who's back from last year, I think he's playing at a much higher level, was an all-league player 2 years ago. So I haven't watched them as closely to this point, but obviously they beat us twice last year, and those Wilkerson and Huffner are two all-league caliber players that can score the ball. So we definitely have our work cut out for us this week.
You know, you touched on it on La Tech. Their only conference wins are at home, and those home road splits are really important. What can you guys do on Thursday to really take, the crowd environment, the home feel out of it, and take advantage of them and get the win?
Limit them to one shot. Make sure they don't get out in transition. So make sure we have some good offensive possessions. And if something does go wrong on offense, we cannot. Middle Tennessee made the run the other day. I thought finally our lack of scoring. They got the lead, kind of put our head down for about a second or two. The 2 threes that Green hit for sure were threes that we can control. So we got to make. When you allow those on the road, it really gets you energized. It gets you going. So we got to make sure that our possessions don't lead to runouts, and that their possessions, so that we're able to get defensive rebounds. So really minimize kind of the easy, cheap baskets that happen when things go wrong, and just continue to play our game. Have confidence in everything we do. We've won games this year when we're in front early. We've won, I think, 4 or 5 games when we're trailing at halftime. So just know that there's going to be ups and downs in the game, and to make sure that we stay solid, being the best version of ourselves for 4 minutes.
Just back to that for a minute too.
Yeah.
Now, from what I take from that, you guys have not ruled him out for the season.
We have not ruled them out for the season.
So there's at least a decent possibility he come back. You said he had a ligament tear. Is that a partial tear?
I guess when you dislocate your kneecap, there's a ligament that goes out is what causes that. I guess there's a ligament that holds. I don't know which it is. So I guess whatever ligament holds your kneecap in place is the only thing that showed up injured in the MRI, which was good to see. From what I had heard, if there was more, if there was a bone fragment, is what I was told, was showing, or if there was more damage, then surgery would have been needed to go clean it up. But obviously, it was the kneecap was. John Irwin did a great job, and I think it was as much as you can put back in place on the court there on Saturday. And then obviously it's swollen and there's healing that comes with it. But I guess it's for a dislocated kneecap, it's as not major of an injury as you could have, but obviously when you dislocate, a ligament tear to dislocate your kneecap, it's still a significant injury. So we'll see how he rehabs. I would expect him out for a couple weeks for sure. But yes, he is not ruled out for the year.